Within now and 8 weeks, there will be a dance battle in the capital of Slovakia called Bratislava. And the battle is called Surprise Battle 2025. And for this year, there are a couple of categories, 1 versus 1. Below 17 and above 17, house, no age limit, 3 versus 3, all styles, and 2 versus 2, hip hop. I'm gonna participate in 1 versus 1 hip hop category above 17, because if I would be below 17, I will not be allowed. There are a couple of reasons why I want to participate with this specific battle. So hear me out. When I was 17, I was in my last year of my high school in the Netherlands. We had an assignment and we need to do research on this one specific question. My mentor at the time asked me, Stanley, what do you want to become? I thought, like, what do I want to become? I was thinking, writing about this, meditating about this, dreaming about this question in a span of 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, I came back to the class. I saw my mentor and her colleague. I both shake their hands. I came into the classroom and I laugh at them with a smile. I give them a hand. And not laughing as like, ha 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 ha, but more like a humble smile. We were sitting down and then my mentor was asking me, Stanley, what do you want to become within now and 10 years? And I was already visualizing myself into this. And from a very great smile to with a serious eyesight, I looked her dead in the face and I told her, my name is Stanley. I am 27 years old and I am the International World Parkour Freerunning Champion of the world. This is when I was 27 and I felt everything that I would become a champion. 10 years later, doing different studies about sports and nutrition, doing internship here with gymnastics, working there as a parkour teacher, doing there training also as a full-time parkour athlete. When I was 24, 25, I was at the height of my, say, like, physical capacity. So I was 24, 25, I was at the height at that time of my physical peak condition. Nutrition was great. I discovered coffee and pre-workout, did so many things. Working there, internship there, going to school here, practicing 3 different sports here and there. Sleep, what is that, sleep? We don't need sleep. And then I thought my body was a machine. And I went through this, and from one day to the other, I literally decline, like the stock market or like the house market in 2008. It was like horrible, man. I could not do any movement anymore. I was injured at my whole left side of my body. I was injured at my elbow and my lower back. I could do literally nothing. From being proud that I was an athlete to I could not practice my sports again. It was a shame that I could not do that. And when I turned 27 and I asked myself the question again, Stanley, do you know that guy when you were 17? I said, yes, I want to become world parkour champion. But at that time I was a brokey, didn't had good relationships with people. I had a couple of friends, marijuana problem, I had an alcohol problem, and I didn't know how to handle this. I thought, like, yeah, there's a parkour championships in Netherlands, let's train for that. And now it was like I was 476 days out before the battle was there. And at the time also I have ADHD and I didn't know what to do with sports. I was doing this nutrition, I was doing this diet, I was doing different trainings on different days, but not consistently. So that was not nice to have it, man. No, so before the injury I was like constant on the top level, and my body was in a good condition. But during the injury when I was like 27, my physicality with the strength conditioning of my body was here, but the demand that I needed was here. It was not possible for me. So I tried. I tried one local championships in my hometown of Nijmegen, so that was really cool to do, but it didn't work out in the end. I continued with my life. It was a couple of years later, I was 28, and then it was like Corona. And during the coronavirus, I was not doing any sports anymore. Sometimes did backflips and some push-ups, but that was it. Then I saw one of my breaker friends, and he told me like, yeah man, there is an, I told him like, what are you doing? He told me like, yo bruv, there is an all-style class. I said like, what the hell is an all-style class? And he told me, like, Stanley, all-style is like where they do like hip-hop, house, Afro dance, popping, locking, a little bit contemporary. I thought like, that's my jam. So from that moment on, I saw something sparks into me. Like what I had when I was 12 and did parkour for the first time. Now I had a new sport, dancing. During the dance, first time I went to a dance class. I have done many dance classes, but it was the first time that I reigniting an old passion of mine. So I went to this class. It was wonderful. I was sold. I felt connected with another part of me that was lost with the parkour and freerunning training. So I did like this for 1.5 years, doing like all-style dancing, and discovered like I like battle dancing. I don't like choreography that much. I tried a lot of things. I really saw myself. I met myself in a whole new way. I was happy that I was there. I was frustrated that some things weren't going good. Them always were like I want to have this perfection, but I still didn't have any good fundamental basics with any styles. I just did some things and I put in the choreography and put the foundation of the choreography of all the different styles together into my own style. So I discovered I needed another thing to do. So that was really hard for me to do. 1 year later I did performances. I really liked performing and training with dancing. And then for 2.5 years after the corona, I was in a really dark spot in my life. But it was not a really good thing. But I was still maintaining dancing into the clubs. I was going to this local dance club, disco club, Vinyl Bar. It was really cool, it was really fucking amazing. I always did, if I came to this certain disco, I was 80% of the dance, for real. If I came there, I was like Moses, like split open the Z, the crowd C. I created a cipher, a big ass cipher, where me and my friends were dancing. I was the king of this club. From my point of view, I was the king of the club. And then in 2024, I was doing a transition period from going from a couple of years of not being myself to reinventing myself and asking like, Stanley, which way do you want to go? And then I discovered this inner second awakening of myself, of dance. Like, why not go to dance? Through that, I went to a friend of mine, shout out to Hamiro. Like, yo man, I want to do hip-hop dancing. So like, bet, let's do that. So for a span of 2 months, every week we had like 1.5 to 2.5 hours of basic fundamentals, foundation, hip-hop classes. If I'm talking about investments on the physicality of your body as an athlete, for me, having a coach that had straight source from the first generation, the fundamentals, the history, the theory, the foundations, shortened, was really amazing. Hamiro, again, thank you very much that you are my coach and still are my coach. I did 2 months of lessons and I rediscovered myself. I give myself more time. I really was humble and really practicing hip-hop bounce, pedal steps, grooves, rocking, everything. And after 2 months, I quit it because like I thought, like, okay, for now it's good. After 2 months of lessons, I want to do my own thing and just try it out for the next, say, like almost 10 months. So I did 10 months, like just all my own freestyling, went to different clubs in other European cities. I went to exchange projects, learning a lot about folklore dancing of Poland, Slovakia. Slovakia, you know that. Amazing, man. Turkey, France, Spain, Italian, all different styles of Romania. Amazing different styles of dancing, so that was really cool and robust, and I really was in love with dancing, also like traditional folklore dancing, like freakish amazing. So from there, 10 months later, it was February of 2025, and then I came back and I was asking myself, like, Stanley, what do I want to do now, right now? I've done a lot of great things in 2024, but I want to like certify myself in a certain world. Then the dream, the question of when I was 17. So it was 2025 of February, and a second reawakening of my inner child dream came up. And this time not with parkour, but again with dancing. What did I thought? I thought like, Stanley, do you want to keep your promise to your 17-year-old self? I say, yes. Is it possible with parkour and freerunning? I say, no. Why not? Because number one, parkour and freerunning is a young man's game. It's very explosive, and if I see the athletes of this day and age, they're doing triple backflips, doing crazy swing stuff, crazy jumps, I cannot compete with that. So let's do something else. I thought, like, why not with dancing? Okay, dancing is pretty doable. The risks of getting injured with hip-hop dancing is much smaller and slimmer than parkour and freerunning. I thought, let's put full-time effort into dancing. Okay, secondly, like, how great is the chance that I would become world champion right now? Not now, but maybe in a couple of years I can become world champion with hip-hop dancing. So, but how can I make it scalable? Because I want to compete in a battle, in an international battle or a national battle in the Netherlands within now 44 months from that moment on. So that, like, let's do a dance battle. So that's now we coming to the reason, like, why do I want to compete with the parkour freerunning? Because I have this dream of becoming world parkour freerunner, world parkour and freerunning champion of the world at the age of 27. Wasn't possible, and now I'm 32, and let's do for dancing. But let's go for a battle in a country that I really like, Slovakia, aka Slovensko. I was searching on the internet, I saw a surprise battle, Bratislava. Let's go to there. Second reason why I want to compete within this battle is, let's put on the basics of hip-hop dancing into the practice. One of the practice that I want to do, so in February of 2024 till end of April of 2024, I was doing hip-hop foundations with Hamiro. So I thought, like, okay, let's put the foundations of hip-hop back into the work again. I asked him that he could help me again. So now every Monday he is helping me with dancing, and we're going back to the basics, but we're also gonna continue within the foundations and other aspects of hip-hop dancing, and also gonna combine them. So I want to prove to myself that I can do hip-hop dancing. Why? Because my stand-up game a couple of years ago was really shitty. Now it's become much better. I want to prove to myself that I am a stand-up dancer. So that's one of the reasons that I want to compete, so I can prove to myself that I can do hip-hop dancing, a stand-up game, and prove to myself that I can do it. Number 3, I am educated in sports and nutrition. I was always obsessed to work as an athlete or trainer or something within the realm of the top level athletes. When I was 12, 13 years old, I was always like fascinated about like the top sprinters, the top gymnastics, the top swimmers, it was amazing, man. So when I had the opportunity to do different studies about sports, talking with people of the semi to high level within the different sports, was amazing. I really enjoyed that environment. But I don't want to do it with traditional sports, so I want to do it with certain creative sports, like parkour, freerunning. A wonderful example is it's sport and art, and also dancing, it's sports and art. So I want to use my knowledge in recovery, nutrition, strength and conditioning, fitness, mental health, different training methods, and put them all in this training camp. So proving to myself that I have my knowledge and my background and experience of the last, say, like 15 years, 16, 17 years, like almost like 50% of my life, putting that into practice. And I'm now in my training camp. I'm now in my 6th or 7th week of my training camp, really focusing on the goal, go to Bratislava and participate in the surprise battle, and also want to create this journey that I can do for you and with you at home, so you can see how it is to approach the dance in a whole other way that most dancers would approach it, like through video analyzation, to recovery methods, to good nutrition, I want to make this word, I want to create the word training camp. But when I'm talking with dancers that is like, yeah, I'm now in a training camp for Red Bull All Styles or for IBA or something like that, you know, like really we dance are always practicing, but that really more focusing, practicing and putting all the pillars and factors and layers of nutrition, sleep, recovery, strength conditioning, video analyzing, simulations of the event, put them all together, and that a fellow dancer can say, I'm doing a training camp. So if you are doing a training camp, put it in the comments down, so I'm curious about it. Another and I'm also, for the last 3 years, I have been to many different European youth exchange and training course. I've been to Poland, to Netherlands, to France, to Greece, to Latvia, to many different countries, met almost whole of Europe, different youngsters from Romania to France, from Norway to Italy, from Malta to the Netherlands. Keep on going, brothers and sisters. But in 2024, in February, I was in Athens and I was meeting different people from different countries. But there were a couple of youngsters that I really liked. They were the people of... I get goosebumps if I think about those people. My friends from Slovakia. I was so intrigued and so fascinated about their way of thinking. Like how more you go to the east, how more family traditions and being humble is very important. So they had the perfect combination of being this very humble people, family values, being a tight community, but that they were brave enough to learn things of the West, but not in a very like I put it in your face type of way, like how Western. How we do it in the West. No, they have their own different way. Also because like Slovakia has been like ups and downs through different eras of like communism, occupation, with different kingdom invasions of outside kingdoms. So like it's something interesting. And for the last 30 years they have been independent country. So there's a lot of things are happening there, and that is what I see through those youngsters from Slovakia. And from that moment on, I thought like, okay, I want to keep in touch with the country, with my fellow friends. How do you say it in Slovensky? Kamarátka means friends, like that. Terrific, cool, and I want to. Yeah, so I went to last year 2 times to Košice, and I love the nature, I love the mountains because we only have flat countries here in the Netherlands. I want to keep on doing it, but that's a side story for another time. And so I thought like from April of 2024, almost 1 year ago, I took up on myself to learn the language and the culture. So for the past 12 months, almost 30 months, I'm focusing my big portion of my time, money and energy into the Slovakian language, culture, and also like the dance. So it's really important that I do it. And now after 1 year, I will see my friends again. Amazing and terrific. So now I also want to put my efforts. If I like a country and I really like it from the bottom of my soul and my heart, I want to be a part of that community. I want to be a part of the culture. I want to be a guest. I want to be one of the natives. I am a guest in their country, but I want to make them feel like a guest in their own country through me as a guest. So really crazy. So that's one big reasons. And also another great reason what I want to do is I want to prove to myself that I can go to the pre-selections, through the pre-selection go to the top 16s, and then from there I will see. I can have high goals, but for me it's now important to put in the foundations of what I've learned for the past, say, like 12 months, what I've put my efforts within the nutrition recovery and the different training methods within this training camp, and put this on and put it on this thing, man. So that's really important for me, how what my goals are, and if I go further than top 16s, amazing. But for now, putting the basics and putting the work into it, showing to myself that I can do amazing stuff, can be a stand-up dancer instead of only a breaker and is comfortable with the ground. Of course, I will stay a breaker for the rest of my life, but I can do it, man. So amazing, really terrific. In the next 7 to 8 weeks, I will be uploading a lot of different videos I will upload a lot of different videos on different trainings, on my recovery, on my video analyzation, my more insights of this training camp. So really amazing. So if you are injured and you only have your own body weight to train with, click on this playlist, because this one is gonna really help you dance zero ability to train your full body and get ready for the battle season. Or if you want to know about how to become better with the hip hop bounce, not through technique with dancing, but how to become stronger in the position through strength conditioning specifically for the hip hop bounce, click on this video.